Welcome back, my magical star beings. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how they act compared to how they feel. So in terms of your pile selection, you can either pick your pile based off the person of your mind zodiac, which is in the thumbnail, or you can pick the pile you're most drawn to. So for pile 1, we have Pyrite with the 7 of Wands. For pile 2, we have Black Tourmaline with the Knight of Cups. And for pile 3, we have Goldstone with the 3 of Swords. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I will see you at your reading. Pile 1, you chose the Pyrite Crystal and the 7 of Wands card. We're going to be taking a look at how they act compared to how they feel for the person on your mind. So on the left hand side, we're going to take a look at how they act. Then on this side, the right side, we're taking a look at how they feel. So spirit guides of pile number 1, please tap me into the energy of the person on pile 1's mind. Please show me, how do they act compared to how they feel? First, show me how they act, please. The Knight of Swords. The Death card. How they feel. The Knight of Wands and the 7 of Cups reverse. Okay, so I see that they act very guarded with the 7 of Wands, and they also feel that way with the Knight of Wands. Maybe they act very worried, like struggling to let people in, having a big guard up, struggling to trust. Maybe there's betrayal trauma here with the 5 of Swords reversed at the back of the deck. Or just some kind of fear of being hurt or betrayed. And that wound may not come from you, but it may still affect them, which is why they act that way. But they also feel that way with the Knight of Wands. They may sometimes act in a way that almost pushes you away without meaning to, because of their own fears, because they get in their own head. They overthink a lot and have anxiety, and that appears in the way they act with the Knight of Swords. However, how they feel is that they only want you. The 7 of Cups reversed, to me in a love reading, is like, I'm not wanting to see other people. I'm not wanting to even look elsewhere. Like, I'm not waiting around for somebody better to come along. My heart is only for you, and I only want you. So that's how they feel, even though they kind of act like they push you away a little bit. But I don't think they do it intentionally or consciously. I think for some of you, maybe they have an avoidant attachment, or like I said, they're just pretty guarded where they don't realize they're pushing you away sometimes. Now, the 9 of Swords next to the Death card can signify a fear of change, a fear of surprises, like somebody not liking surprises or unpredictability, somebody almost like taking comfort in stability, routines, and predictability. So they may act that way. And it's pretty kind of consistent to how they feel, because for them, once they get attached, they only want to stay with that person. They don't want to like even think about change or anything else. Okay, so let's get some more cards. How they act compared to how they feel. King of Cups. The Sun reverse. And Queen of Pentacles reverse. We have the Chariot and the 3 of Pentacles reverse. They may sometimes seem like they're not having a good time, like they're unhappy, even though they're not. In their head, maybe in those moments, they're either going through challenges in their personal life with the 9 of Wands, or if there's like issues in your connection, it's occupying their mind. But I don't think that they want to cut you out or that they want to stop seeing you, even if sometimes you don't see eye to eye. It does sometimes make them feel insecure, make them feel like what if I'm not good enough for pile 1? I'm not sure why, but they do feel like they want to solve the problems together and overcome it together. They do feel like you guys are inseparable. And inside, they're not unhappy. They're maybe just focused on how they can overcome these problems, either in their personal life or in your relationship. Now, with the Three of Pentacles reversed, they may feel as though you're very different. Sometimes there's a struggle in compatibility here. Sometimes there's a feeling of like we don't see eye to eye, but I want to try compromise. I want to try make this work because I don't want to let this go. Sometimes they may seem bored or unexcited or uninspired, but it doesn't mean that they're bored of you. They're just focused on how to fix challenges in their personal life or in the relationship. Like I said, they seem to overthink a lot, and maybe when that's happening, something's kind of like occupying their mind, but I don't think they're unhappy in your connection. There's a lot of insecurities that's felt on their side, a feeling of not feeling good enough, lacking self-worth, not seeing their own value, not even knowing what you see in them. Even if you may have your difficulties and challenges together, they do see potential in your connection with the Magician at the back of the deck, and they do want to continue to create a life with you and create beautiful memories with you. I think they're clear on what they want, and they've made up their mind that they only want you. Now, in terms of how they do act like they care with the King of Cups. They do act like they show a lot of emotion to you, which is showing through on their side and their feelings too. But they may also seem a little bit ungrounded. And that kind of makes sense because we spoke about them kind of overthinking a lot. Maybe they seem like they care deeply, but they don't seem like too nurturing in the way they act, even though they feel committed to you and feel like this is the only person I want. They may sometimes appear self-centered in their kind of how they act, but inside they're very insecure. I do also see materialism, financial instability, and excessive worry in how they act. However, in how they feel, it seems like they want to kind of create stability for the both of you when it comes to like the material things. Maybe they worry a lot about the future, stuck in anxiety about the future. Maybe they kind of like are trying to like reach goals in how they feel, like they don't want to miss their mark or anything like that, if that makes sense. Okay, next we have the Strength card showing up reverse with the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups reverse. Then we have the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords reverse, and the Fool reverse. So I see somebody that's extremely passive, afraid of confrontation, and they may kind of act that way with you, but also feel that way in general. Like they don't want to cause fights, they don't want to cause issues or conflicts. And so sometimes that leads to them holding back from maybe setting boundaries or saying the things that need to be said, having difficult conversations. And that could show up in their behavior as like seeming not sure about the connection, seeming like one foot is in the door, one foot is out of the door with the Eight of Cups reverse. But that is not the case. In their feelings with the Fool reverse, they're very serious about you, but they may almost act unconsciously in a way where it seems like they're not sure. It seems like they're unattached, or maybe sometimes acting like a little bit nonchalant, even though sometimes it seems like they do care. Sometimes they maybe act a little bit attached. But that's not the case here with the Fool reverse. This shows that they're very serious about you, and maybe sometimes they act attached because they're afraid of taking risks. Again, the Eight of Swords shows a lot of overthinking, but I think they're trying to get out of that cycle right now. And in their feelings, it seems like they have certain things they want to ask you for, certain needs that they want to ask you to meet, but it's like they're too afraid to ask that. So that may look like them being very quiet in the moment, but inside they're overthinking and wanting to ask you for something, but not knowing how to ask. Then with the Strength card reverse, it's weird because sometimes they're really nonchalant and really like detached, but then with Trend Reverse, sometimes they're also like very vulnerable and open up to you. So you may see like inconsistencies within their behavior and wonder why that is. And I think it's because this person overthinks a lot and holds back a lot from truly showing how they feel through their body language, through the way they act and the way they speak. They might show some of it, but not all of it, which is why it appears like they're inconsistent in their behavior. So how they act compared to how they feel. The Ace of Cups reverse, the Page of Swords, the King of Pentacles reverse, and the King of Swords reverse. So they may sometimes act in a way where they almost appear mysterious, private, or they appear kind of like shy and quiet. But King of Swords reverse, what I'm intuitively feeling from this is not that they don't want to talk to you, but maybe they just don't know what to say. Maybe they don't always know like how to like start certain conversations. This is not the most charismatic person, like not the most like extroverted person, and sometimes they can be a little bit socially awkward, and sometimes they're hoping you don't notice that, and so they almost try to like seem mysterious to get you to still like them and not think differently of them, because sometimes like they'll just listen to you speak and just let you speak and maybe ask you questions but not share that much. Maybe there's somebody that's kind of like an undersharer at times with the King of Swords reverse, or they're just like a quiet person. But I also see them like not wanting to talk too much about the past. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a heavy subject for them. Like, they don't have to talk about the past, but I'm just seeing that. Even though they appear very mysterious and kind of like to themselves at certain times, they are very curious about you and they may watch you a lot, observe you a lot, and you don't even realize that. Now, with the Ace of Cups reverse, as well as the King of Pentacles reverse, this may be somebody that almost appears to be a little bit less generous than the average person, a little bit stingy. And it's because they are that way deep down, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I don't see this person just being like the most generous person. I see them being kind of like stingy when it comes to what they have, their belongings, not like wanting to share those things, but also not knowing how to set boundaries, not wanting to like spend money on people, or sometimes even maybe like stingy with their time, effort, resources. Now, for this last section of the reading, I'm going to just close my eyes and see whatever else comes through in terms of how they are compared to how they feel. They may appear hesitant, but in their head, they're overthinking a lot. And again, it's not that they're not sure about you or that they don't have clarity in the connection. Inside, they just feel very shy, very awkward and nervous in front of you. And sometimes they don't want to make a fool of themselves, but it's not that they're not sure about you. You may sometimes like wonder, does this person think of leaving me or cutting me off? Because like sometimes they're hot and cold, like they're giving me mixed signals, so I don't know what to think. And then you kind of see that energy, but I see them not even wanting that or not even thinking that. So where is this like energy coming from, Spirit? What does it truly mean? This person doesn't want to leave, but I'm getting that they, again, probably have like an avoidant attachment style. And sometimes when they're away taking space for themselves, it may appear as though they're losing interest, even though they're not. I'm getting the kind of energy of like when you're not talking to them or around them, it's like out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't mean that they don't think of you or care about you, but maybe they're just focused on a task, immersed in it, and then they remember you and they feel like, oh my gosh, I haven't spoken to this person in hours, like, let me text them back. So it doesn't even have to be just about texting, but I'm using that as an example to describe this energy of like, I'm mainly focusing on something else and then I forget to pay attention to you. And it's not like on purpose. That's what I'm feeling from their energy. I don't think they're even like self-aware of the fact that they're giving off mixed signals or that they're being inconsistent with their behavior. Because I just see this person not even realizing that it seems that way. I'm seeing Sagittarius energy in my mind's eye and I'm seeing binoculars, so that confirms what I said, that they watch you a lot, stare at you and observe you, maybe even check out your social media a lot with the Page of Swords. Sometimes you wonder, like, does this person like me or not? Do they love me or not because of those mixed signals? I keep getting that. And I'm getting this energy of you wondering, like, is this person trying to just get something from me, or do they genuinely want me and care about me regardless of what I can do for them, what I can give them? So let me see if that is the case or not. For some of you, maybe it's regarding more sensual things, like maybe every time you see this person, they're always like overly sexual with you, where you wonder if it's just a casual connection or if there's actually deeper feelings there, or if they just like want something from you. If it's not something sexual, that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye for some, then it could be something else, like maybe what you do for them or anything of the sort. I don't see this person intending to use you in any way. Like, don't get me wrong, they like what you give them, but I don't think they're self-aware because they like what you give them, and I don't think that they're intending to use you or take from you or kind of just get something from you with the intentions of like not being authentic in the connection. I don't see that. I also just see them liking what they receive from you, that sometimes they're not aware of like how they may come across, because I don't think they think about that. I don't think they think about things like that. Like, imagine you're giving to them a lot and maybe they're not giving back and they're just like receiving, but they don't realize that, okay, like they're taking a lot, but they just like what you're giving them. Does that make sense? That's the energy coming through. Again, I just feel like in the energy, this person doesn't mean to send mixed signals. They're not even aware of that. You may wonder, if they had to choose between you and another person, who would they choose? I'm not sure who this other person is. That might not resonate with everybody, but let's see what I can get about that. There might be an indecisiveness at first, if I'm going to be completely honest, but they would always choose you and then end up back on you. Like, they would always crave you and miss you. They would always choose you. Yeah, so the reason I did this reading was because sometimes a person acts a certain way and their behavior can be confusing. And sometimes you might read into it and wonder what that means. So I thought this would be kind of interesting to look into. Let's go ahead and pull zodiacs and initials now. I'm hoping to get yours or theirs. Let me know how this has resonated with you. What you don't see sometimes when they're acting distant is that you're always on their mind. Like, so, I know I said out of sight, out of mind, but now I'm seeing a separate message that you're always on their mind. So I guess it's like different for some of you, or both messages can be true at the same time, even though they sound contradictory. But I'm getting that you don't see how much they think of you. If you like my readings and you want to check out my membership, I do post a weekly video on there. I don't see this person wanting to escape from this connection or wanting to leave like you think they do. Because I'm getting that you may like interpret their behavior as like them wanting to leave. But that's not the case when I look into their feelings. And I'm not sure if it's like a miscommunication, if they're giving off the wrong impression accidentally. Leo, Virgo, Gemini, Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Aries. I think I pulled too many zodiacs. I'm going to put 2 back. I also see this person feeling protective over you, even though they don't overtly show that in their behavior. O, B, M, S, Z. I get that sometimes little things get to this person where sometimes they seem really irritable in their behavior, but I don't think you're irritating them. I think there's just like small inconveniences that get to them sometimes. We have W, A. So I guess don't take that behavior personally if you resonate with that. E, P, L. Why am I seeing Meghan Markle in my mind's eye? D. Maybe her relationship dynamics significant, like with her partner. N, T, G, and A again. So that is all I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 2, you chose the Black Tourmaline Crystal and the Knight of Cups. We're going to be taking a look at how they act compared to how they feel. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So on this side is going to be how they act, this side how they feel. So the reason I'm doing this reading is to kind of like interpret the way they behave and see if that's true to how they feel or if there's a difference there. Okay, so Spirit Guides of Pile 2, please tap me into the energy of the person on Pile 2's mind. Please show me how they act compared to how they feel about pile number 2. So we have the 5 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles reverse, and the Chariot, as well as the King of Swords reverse. Then we have the Page of Swords. We have the Fool reverse. You kind of have similar cards to pile 1, the Death card, but like opposite, which is strange. King of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, I'm getting that they may appear very secretive, with the High Priestess reverse at the back of the deck. You're kind of like wondering if this person's hiding anything because of that. With the King of Swords reverse, maybe there's certain things they're not telling you, and you're kind of scratching your head wondering if it means something or if you're just looking too deeply into it. You're trying to differentiate between anxiety and intuition and whether you're looking too deeply into behavior or not. I'm going to see what I can get about this clairvoyantly on whether they're being secretive or not, like actually, even though they appear that way. There are certain things they're secretive about, but not what you would think. This person feels as though you came into their life at the perfect time. They don't want to lose you, is what I'm picking up on. And maybe they are secretly afraid that you would leave. There's almost like this reaction here of, I feel like you're gonna leave me from their side. So I'm almost just gonna like pretend to kind of feel like, okay, you can just leave. Like, if you're gonna leave, then just leave. But inside, I'm like scared that you actually leave. I'm like, don't go. So I see that in their feelings, and then I see them kind of like hiding certain things that they're embarrassed about. So this could look like, in an example, maybe you want to use their phone. And maybe they Googled something that is a little bit embarrassing that they don't want you to see. So then it appears like they're hiding something and they're like, no, you can't go through my phone. But then it's nothing actually bad. Does that make sense? That's just an example of the energy, though. It doesn't have to be about like going through anybody's phone. But what I am just picking up on is that there's certain things they're embarrassed of. They could even be the type of person where, like, when somebody watches them doing something, they get like embarrassed and they feel cringe. So I just get that they hide things that are embarrassing to them. And it's nothing like malicious in some way. It's nothing like deceitful in any way. I'm seeing them massage you and like physical touch and kind of just like almost want to pamper you or spoil you in some way within the way they act. I don't know why, but I'm feeling your reaction, some of your reaction to this is like suspicious. Almost like this feeling of like, why are you being so nice to me? Like, I'm suspicious now. Why is that, Spirit? Like, is there something going on behind the scenes that they should be suspicious of? Okay, one thing Spirit is saying is that this person is very grounded. They're seeking stability and a long-term connection. They're thinking about the future. And since they are afraid of losing you, I don't think they would want to do anything to sabotage things. But I get that they might not be the most reliable person. In the sense of, let's say they make a promise to you, they want to keep the promise, but maybe it's an empty promise in some way. But I don't think they're malicious on their side. That's the only thing I see that you should be aware of, but I don't think this person is hiding anything bad from you, and I don't think you have any like reason to not trust them. Unless they're specifically acting shady and giving you reasons to not trust them. But I don't pick up that they're malicious or wanting to hurt you, and I don't pick up that they're doing anything behind your back. They may almost seem to disagree with little things you say or do. Seem really nitpicky is the word I'm getting. Very critical. And how does that reflect on their feelings, Spirit? Seeing Taurus energy in my mind's eye. I'm seeing that they don't realize that sometimes their criticalness can come across as harsh. In their head, they think they're trying to help. They think they're being helpful. They think they're giving constructive criticism. But on the receiving end of it, it may not feel that way. So maybe they're doing it in the wrong way, using the wrong tone. Maybe they need to change something about their tone because their intentions are helpful, but it doesn't come across that way. They may appear very afraid of abandonment, and they do feel that way deep down, so that's the one thing that's consistent with how they feel compared to how they're showing up. I see lots of sexual attraction here present in the reading. They might not overtly show it, but it's present in their feelings. They might show it kind of, but they don't want to like come across as too focused on just like sexual things. Does that make sense? Like they could be turned on by you in the moment and kind of hide it because they don't want to seem like that's all they care about. And if this is a new connection, then maybe they don't want to come on too strong or scare you away. You may think that this person has like a dishonest side to them, but what I'm really getting here is that they're just like very mysterious. They're actually very serious about you. Whether you see it in their behavior or not, they feel that way with the full reverse. But maybe sometimes they're afraid of taking action, afraid to speak to you, kind of just like nervous in front of you, intimidated by you, even though they want to be bold and take action with the King of Wands. Um, Opposite the full reverse, it's like they want to get outside their comfort zone in this connection and just take action and not hold back. But I think it's a struggle for them. And I don't think you see that in their feelings and energy because of maybe them not expressing it to you or explaining that. They may appear as though they have no needs at all. Like whenever you ask them like, do you want anything from me? Can I give you anything to make you feel loved? Like they almost just always appear fine, like not necessarily needing anything from you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't need you. I pick up that they are fine on their own, very independent, and they also don't want to be very needy in a connection. They don't like cliches and they don't like acting in a clingy way or seeming like entitled to wanting certain things. But I think this person may have like a warped perspective of it because it's not necessarily needy to ask for something you want. It's not necessarily entitlement unless it's like you constantly expect the person to give you something without even like doing anything for them, or even not even with that. Entitled is very different from asking for what you need. So I think this person just doesn't want to be on the extreme of that. But it doesn't mean that they don't need you at all. I just get that they're independent and self-sufficient. I get that this person is just like always fine getting things done on their own. Like you may offer to help them and they say no, and you may wonder why, but I get that it's just because they're self-sufficient, they can do it on their own. So next we have the Queen of Wands reverse, Ace of Swords reverse, and the Five of Swords reverse. I just get that you keep looking at this person with suspiciousness, like wondering if you can trust them or not, because Ace of Swords reverse is like you feeling confused by their behavior. Like you may literally just feel confused by their behavior. See it as confusing. Then we have the Seven of Swords reverse, the Ace of Cups reverse, and the Eight of Cups reverse. This person can see that you are suspicious of them. They can tell. I don't know if it's like you're learning to trust again, and trying to figure out if you can trust them or not. Like, I get that that can be difficult. Sometimes this person can do things that are kind of hurtful. They appear sorry later and after, but it doesn't really take away from the hurt and pain that was experienced just because they said sorry. I pick up that they sometimes self-destruct. They like self-sabotage things. I'm trying to figure out why and what's the feeling behind this. Just give me a second. I'm getting that they didn't mean to hurt you or hurt your feelings. They do genuinely feel bad about it, and I think that they are genuinely self-reflecting. And I wouldn't tell you that if I'm not seeing it. I'm also seeing the Libra symbol in my mind's eye. I think when it comes to you being suspicious of them, I don't think they take it personally. Like, yes, it may hurt a little bit knowing that you don't like fully trust them, but they're gonna like try to show you that they're truthful, that you have nothing to worry about. So I don't get like much feelings about that, but I am getting a feeling of regret and feeling worried about maybe you leaving because of the fact that maybe there could be like miscommunications that are happening because of the fact that maybe they hurt you emotionally, and I just get that they regret it a lot. It's like whatever happened, I'm not sure what happened, it could be different for all of you, but it seems like they regret hurting you. They want to make promises to you, but I don't know if they can keep those promises. Like, as the reader, that's what I'm seeing. Like, in their mind, they're genuine. They're not necessarily intending to break the promise, but I just see like a lack of follow through on their part, unintentionally, not maliciously. The Queen of Wands reverse may tell me that this person sometimes acts very insecure, acts very humble, acts like they almost put themselves down in some way. They may also act in a way that appears dishonest even though they're not trying to be. I don't know what it is about them that's appearing this way. Like, again, maybe they're giving off the wrong impression. It's weird because inside they're really confident, and I don't understand why they're acting insecure, but inside they're confident. Like, I'm trying to figure that out. Inside they're kind of like fearless, is what I'm seeing. They may even be like a daredevil or something. They kind of act insecure to appeal to you in some way. And I don't know what the intention is here. I'm not necessarily seeing it. But what I'm getting is, I don't know if they're like intentionally trying to get a certain reaction out of you or what. But to me, it just feels like I'm almost in their energy. They kind of like want you to feel attracted to them and to kind of like not necessarily baby them, but like nurture them in some way. And I'm getting that, like, I don't know if they're doing this intentionally or unconsciously, but it's almost like when you feel sorry for them, maybe like baby them a little bit more. Maybe not baby's the right word to use. Like, I'm trying to find the right way to describe this. It could be like fishing for compliments, if that makes sense. Maybe they show you like a softer, more vulnerable version of themselves to appear approachable, safe, or sweet so that you'll feel drawn to them. Maybe they also kind of like want your validation or your opinion on certain things, so they pretend that they're insecure even though they're not. I feel like it's just a way of trying to win your affection in some way, but I'm not sure if this is like manipulation or if this is just like an unconscious thing. I'm not really sure, I can't tell you. I do feel heartbreak in my heart chakra. So we got down a lot of how they act, but I'm still not like clear on how they feel. I'm just gonna get more information here on how they feel. We have the Ten of Wands reverse. They don't want to give up on your connection, even though there's problems present and they're afraid you're going to leave. They almost feel like they're waiting for the right moment to do something. So they've planned something in their head that they intend on doing, that they're waiting for the right moment to do. They're waiting for the right moment to make this decision. Hermit, Ace of Wands reverse, and Nine of Wands. They kind of feel challenged and a little bit hurt over the fact that you guys are going through maybe some huge challenges or ups and downs in your connection. They want to listen to you and be there for you. They want to care for you in ways that seem meaningful, gentle, and they appreciate you. Sometimes this person needs space to kind of be on their own, not because they don't want to be around you, because they just kind of appear to me as like more introverted, like they need space to kind of be alone sometimes. There's like a feeling of dread, lack of excitement here, and overall a feeling of maybe like losing hope that things will work out between the two of you. I get that this person doesn't want to be alone. They don't want you to leave or lose your spark in this connection. And they're afraid that, like, what if these problems are so huge that we can't fix them, even though they're trying to fix them? I think this person wants a stable, healthy relationship and is more so looking at the long term, and they do feel like they see a future with you. They do want to choose you and prioritize you. That's what they feel. They also feel safe in your presence, like you soothe them in some way and you soothe their worries and fears. I'm hearing the Tattooed Heart song by Ariana Grande, so maybe they feel like your love is permanently stuck to them in some way, like they could never like let you go or leave you behind. They would never be able to forget you if you were to leave. I see them like feeling like begging you to stay or doing something to almost get you to stay. Which again, I'm not sure if it's like manipulative or if it's just like genuinely being scared to lose you and acting on that, overcompensating a little bit. This person might sometimes be very busy, but it's not that they're avoiding you or anything. I think that, because I heard booked and busy, so I don't think it's personal to you. Maybe they're just very busy with work, that sometimes they have to focus on it, and maybe it has nothing to do with you. But let's get some zodiacs and initials now. Sorry that this reading was like all over the place, but this person was like confusing to read to me because it was like I was seeing the surface level of the energy and what you saw, but then trying to get an answer for why they were acting that way almost felt like pulling teeth. I don't know how to explain it. They're also very confusing to me, like to read. Maybe they're just not very emotionally open, because I find that happens with people that aren't emotionally open. People that are emotionally open are easier to read energetically when somebody pulls tarot cards. And in this reading, it was like they weren't present as much. It was more so your energy and your suspicions that were present, if that makes sense. So I feel like your worries are so strong that it's almost like you can't see past that. You can't see this person's feelings. You only see your worries. And maybe that's what this reading is trying to reflect in some way. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull your zodiacs and initials. Again, I'm hoping to get yours or theirs. I'm not sure if I said that. For some reason, I'm seeing Beauty and the Beast. And for some reason in my mind's eye, I'm seeing like a friend warn you about this person. Now, this friend might be protective and have good intentions, but I'm not sure if these, let me just try tap into the energy before I like talk. I'm seeing Pisces energy in my mind's eye. With Pisces, maybe it seems like your friend doesn't want you to fall in like a fantasy or a delusion. If you resonate with this, don't force the message if it doesn't resonate. They just don't want to see you like fall for somebody and then get hurt and create a fantasy in your mind and create such depth that you almost like can't get out of that hurt. Spirit, should they listen to this person's warning or not? So what Spirit is showing me, although this person cares, there are also other intentions that you're not aware of, in the sense where they're somewhat doing it for self-serving reasons. I'm not sure what those reasons are, but that's what I can tell you about the energy. And then what I'm also seeing is they're only seeing it from one perspective or angle. They don't know this person fully. And I'm seeing someone like make math calculations. So that just means that they only see it from one side of the story or one perspective, when this person has whole other sides to them that this person that warned you about cannot see. And so that's going to be something you're going to have to calculate and figure out on your own whether what they said is true or not. But it might be biased and it might be coming from like one angle, not from all angles. It seems like the person that warned you about them doesn't know everything, doesn't know the full story. So I take what they say with a grain of salt. Maybe be mindful, keep it in mind, but don't act on it yet. Pisces, Sagittarius, Libra, Virgo, Aries. I think you have similar cards to pile 1 as well. Scorpio, that wasn't even intentional. And then Taurus. Then we have N, X, K, Y, A, I, S, O. I just keep seeing that this person likes being coddled by you or babied by you in some way. Like nurtured by you. SOL. And I'm hearing the word pandering. I'm not sure what that means. Let me just Google it. Gratify or indulge an immoral or distasteful desire or taste, or a person with such desire or taste. So Z, H, and P. So that is where I'm going to leave the reading. Sorry that this reading didn't like touch all surfaces. Like, feel like I could have done better, but it was confusing for me to tap into the energy. I felt like I wasn't seeing all the information, but hopefully it was informative enough and helpful, and that you did get some clarity from this. So yeah, let me know how this resonated for you down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 3, you chose the Goldstone crystal and the 3 of swords, so we're going to be taking a look at how they act compared to how they feel. On the left hand side is going to be how they act, the right side how they feel. Then we're going to compare the two to see how to kind of like interpret their behavior, if their behavior is consistent to their feelings. Okay, so spirit guides of pile 3, please tap me into the energy of the person on pile 3's mind. Please show me, how does this person on their mind act compared to how they feel? The Hanged Man. The 5 of Wands. So what I'm getting immediately is some of you may feel as though this person's leading you on. Like they're not sure of you. Like they just seem to almost be taking way too long to make their move, or way too long to, I don't know, maybe commit. Like I'm seeing some of you in a situationship, and you've been in the situationship for a while now, and they still haven't like asked you to be their girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm seeing that for some, or I'm seeing like maybe it just seems like you've been together for a while and they just don't seem to like be clear on what they want. They seem to be taking it extremely slow, where you just wonder like, am I being led on? That's the first intuitive feeling I got from the Hanged Man. Almost like things just appear stagnant in your connection, and there may have been a lot of fights about this, or conflicts or disagreements about this. There may have been heartbreak present in your connection, or just kind of things that came up that hurt you a lot. And my voice felt shaky when I said that, so maybe that's like some kind of, not soft spot I'm picking up on, but like wound I'm picking up on in this connection, and from this connection. Then we have the Magician upright and the King of Pentacles reverse. So how they really feel deep down behind this action is that they don't want to appear that way, but I am getting that they're not thinking about the long term yet. They're not thinking about the future. They're scared of getting hurt. They're scared of trusting a person. They do feel like there's potential in your connection, like they do enjoy where things are going right now, but I don't think that they're thinking about the future yet. And so maybe that might be why they're taking things extremely slow, to the point where things feel stagnant and like there's almost like no hope. King of Pentacles reverse can also represent this person trying to get their money right, focus on their career. Let's pull some more cards. You may always feel stuck because of this. I don't think this person realizes that. Ace of Cups reverse. Ten of Swords. Sometimes you may like want to talk to them about things that you're going through, like in your own personal life, and I get that they don't have the emotional bandwidth to like take that in. So that may appear in the way they act and feel. Ten of Pentacles. Don't get me wrong, it's not that they don't want to be there for you and support you, but maybe they're trying to figure out things in their own also. So 10 of Pentacles and 2 of Swords. So even though they seem like they don't have clarity on what they want, they have made up a choice in their mind with the 2 of Swords. So inside they do feel sure of what they want and they have made a decision in their mind. They're just not sure that they would feel this way later on. Let's say in months, years. Does that make sense? So I'm getting that this person doesn't want to like make empty promises to you or get your hopes up in any way, which is why they're almost allowing you to think that of them rather than just like make empty promises that they can't keep. Because even though they're sure of the connection right now, they might not be sure that this is what they would want later on in the future. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh to hear. I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to be honest with you here. If that is something you didn't want to hear, I understand that, but maybe that's something you need to reflect on, because I don't think Spirit wants you to wait for this person forever. Because although they're sure that they want this right now, if they're not sure of the future, then what are you doing here? You know? I feel like this person could potentially end up wasting your time. I'm hearing they're acting like a jerk, acting insensitive. Why are they doing that, Spirit? That's not for everybody though, but I'm hearing that for some. When I look at the 5 of Wands, 10 of Swords, this is like maybe being mean to you sometimes or just acting like an a-hole. It's a subconscious way of self-sabotaging so that you can see their flaws early on. And I don't think they're doing it consciously, but subconsciously what Spirit is showing me, it's always like a way of getting you to see their flaws or the things that are wrong with them. And then if you choose to stay, then that almost tells their subconscious mind that, okay, they love me unconditionally. Maybe they almost subconsciously feel as though people would leave if they had to see the true them. And so they almost subconsciously start showing those negative sides of themselves to almost see if that person will stay. And I don't think, like, yes, everybody deserves unconditional love, but at the same time, if somebody is treating you badly, then you don't necessarily have to stay in the name of unconditional love, because your feelings also matter too. The thing is, this person subconsciously pushes people away, shows the worst parts of themselves because they want to know who will stay. It's kind of like a test, even though they don't realize they're doing it. But like I said, you don't owe anyone unconditional love when they're hurting you. Staying is a choice, not an obligation. I think this person's just displaying their shadow side, the less flattering parts of themselves, because deep down, they're afraid of real intimacy. And maybe deep down, they don't believe they're deserving of love, so they almost act out in ways that would push you away. You know, like when somebody has a certain belief and they create this self-fulfilling prophecy because of that belief, and they subconsciously behave in that way without realizing it. Like, imagine somebody has an abandonment wound and then they push people away. Then when that person abandons them, they're like, see, everybody abandoned me. I was right. There's like some kind of self-fulfilling prophecy here coming from their deeper subconscious feelings that they're not even aware of themselves. Spirit wants you to remember that you don't have to tolerate disrespect. You're allowed to walk away, and it doesn't mean that you didn't love this person, but you don't have to stay just to prove something. Love should feel safe, not like a test you have to pass. And you don't have to audition to be this person's forever if they're not sure of whether this is forever or not. Ace of Cups reverse is like acting like they don't care. Maybe not pouring into you, maybe not talking about their feelings. Acting like disconnected or like they just don't care. So we have the 10 of Cups. But then sometimes they act like they do want some kind of like long-term connection. So I guess they could be like sending mixed signals with the Five of Wands, wishy-washy, or appearing that way. Page of Swords and the Five of Swords reverse. I'm hearing acting dominant. We have the Four of Pentacles reverse, the Nine of Cups reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. I think that this person is... How do I say this in the best way? Look, pile 3, I don't want to hurt your feelings with this reading, but I just feel like this person is wasting your time. The Nine of Cups reverse tells me that they, deep down, they don't know what they want long term. Maybe that they know that they want you right now, but they don't know if they want you long term. And you're not gonna like having... What I want to say is you don't have to like stay to audition for this person to almost like choose you and want you forever. You get what I mean? Because with the Five of Pentacles, you might leave almost feeling disappointed, like you got nothing out of this connection. And maybe Spirit wants to make you aware of the fact now, because you might regret wasting your time with this person. They are acting detached because they are detached with the Four of Pentacles reverse. Deep down, they do care about like losing you, but because they don't know what they want long term, they know that they'd be able to get over it. So if this person is not caring that much about like losing you, and they're not even sure what they want in the long term, then again, like, what are we doing here? The Five of Swords reverse tells me that you don't trust this person fully. Maybe they're not doing anything overtly like dysfunctional besides the things we already mentioned. Like maybe they're not going behind your back, maybe they're not talking to other people, but you almost feel like there's something missing here, like they're not giving you everything you need. And it's because maybe they don't have enough feelings here. The Five of Pentacles is like a lack of feelings. The way I'm reading it intuitively, like, I think they almost run from love. That's what I think it is. That's what I'm seeing in their energy. Look, I think this person cares about you a little bit, but not enough to keep you staying. At the rate we're going at, it just seems like you're gonna leave disappointed. Like you're gonna leave feeling like you wasted your time with lots of regrets. The thing is, this person feels like things are going really well in your connection right now. But it's like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out with the Eight of Cups reverse. It's like they're not fully investing their time, their energy, their love into you because they don't yet feel that. So they're not doing it. I know this sounds harsh, I'm sorry. With the Page of Swords, maybe they act in a way that's kind of curious towards you, where they're like trying to get to know you. Maybe they act a little bit mysterious at times. Maybe they watch you a lot, stare at you a lot. Maybe sometimes they act like they want something serious between the two of you, but when it comes to real feelings and devotion, I'm not saying this person's pretending, because I don't see that, but it's more so like there's... How do I explain this energy? There's like a lack of feelings on their side. So imagine they're almost like emphasizing what isn't felt. Not in a way of trying to trick you or play you or pretend to have feelings. Because they do care a little bit, but not enough. The thing is, this person thinks you expect some kind of like rom-com fantasy love. And they think that they're not able to give that to you. And I don't think you necessarily expect that unless you resonate. But it's not even about that. It's just about mutual respect. Like, they're not even giving you that. It's just about being real and being honest. I don't get why this person can't just be honest about how they feel. So the Hermit and the Ace of Wands reverse. And then the Death card. 6 of Wands and 3 of Wands reverse. This is like things are going so well in the connection, but I don't know if I see a future with you. Maybe this person has commitment issues, I don't know, or fear of committing, or fear of like talking about the future, but that's just a sign to show that they're not ready for this. I'm not going to tell you what to do in this situation, but they almost expect you to walk away or expect things to end, even though things aren't going so well. The Four of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles tells me that sometimes this person gets bored easily in relationships and like goes to something new. Maybe that's why they're unsure of if they would want this in the future. That's all I'm getting from them. Like, I'm trying to tap deeper into their feelings, but there's nothing else here that I can tell you because there's literally nothing else here. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm sorry, but again, that's what I see here, truthfully. There's not much feelings on their side. But then maybe they act like so different in the sense where when you're alone together, they almost act in a way that is like very loving and like there's something strong between the two of you, but then again, I don't think they're manipulating or like pretending, but I think they just take relationships very casually where they don't think deeply into those things. I hope I'm making sense. With the Ace of Wands reverse, you may almost think that they have like another type that isn't you. I'm not getting that that is true, but I get that they like variety and that they get bored easily. So yeah, sorry that this reading was very harsh and in the truth, but I think maybe it's also necessary to heal so that you can wake up and realize that this person might only disappoint you. Look, the future could change. This is the current energy, so it can change, but I don't think Spirit wants you to get your hopes up with this person, if I'm going to be completely honest. Let's get your zodiacs and initials. I'm hoping to get yours or theirs. It's like Spirit wants you to know your worth, to love yourself more. So let's see what we get here. I'm hearing the word acceptance. So maybe you will find acceptance about the situation, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Sagittarius. What I'm feeling, especially like with a lot of water signs here, maybe you're just a lot more sentimental, a lot more emotionally charged in relationships than this person is. And maybe this person doesn't understand that. Maybe this person like looks at relationships from a more casual standpoint and you don't. So Leo, Aries, Libra. So there's like this mismatch in desires maybe. Taurus. We have the initial S. We have M. We have I. We have D. We have O. And I see you like constantly waiting. Like they can go 3 days without talking to you and you're just like constantly waiting. Or like canceling plans on you last minute. Like there's little moments of disrespect like that here. W, E, C, Q, R, A, G, and N. So that is all I have for you, pile number 3. And what I'm hearing now is like, if you relate to being a lover girl, lover boy, is that you should look for somebody that's similar to you, not somebody that just wants something casual, because you should look for somebody that like is able to offer you that depth you deserve. Because I even see like in the energy you asking them like, how do you feel about me? And they're so vague with it. And it's like, if that disappoints you, if you resonate with that, then maybe you should find somebody that is more similar to you in nature. Maybe not on every level, but is also looking for depth and love. And maybe you will feel a lot more fulfilled in that kind of connection than in this. Although this was like a disappointing message, I hope that it did bring you clarity. And yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.